What's up, gang? Welcome back. We have another installment of Tony Restores and Explore coming right at you. So, in my intrigue in how to access these highways, I try to find little secret routes to them, clean them up. So, because sadly, if you look here, it's all fenced in most of the time. But I also look for bodies of water because trash likes to collect downhill to bodies of water. So if we go over here, we're over here by Meyer on Bountain near 355. We have a nice little dry pond there. So I have a feeling, because of the way the highways are designed in the runoffs, that all along this fence is going to be a plethora of trash. Anytime I see fencing, and indeed, I was correct. So yeah, guys, if you're out here doing your own little cleanups, that's something to be aware of. Around fences and stuff, you're gonna find a ton of trash. So, I hope you guys are all having a great Labor Day weekend. Getting out here and enjoying some of this beautiful weather. Getting into nature, you know what I mean? Nature's fun. I want to, give a shout out to everybody who made Labor Day possible as well. In the West, we don't like to appreciate our workers very much. They're not really taken care of properly. But that can change with a little bit of hard work. Look at this. We're already -1 for the smokers. That's not a good look, guys. Not a good look. All kinds of pine cones around though. Beautiful out here. You guys hear all those sounds? Crickets going. We're a little bit further away from the highway today, so you guys won't have to hear the supernova rush of the gas guzzling machines out there. Sneaky herbs over here. Oh, what do we got here? Styrofoam? Oh yeah, one of the articles I want to talk to you guys about is it was a cool little list of the amount of time it takes certain things to degrade. So like a little plastic lid like this is something like 200 years. A cigarette butt is about 20 years. All the way up to styrofoam, which is like 600 or 700 years it takes for styrofoam to degrade. Now that to me is a mind-boggling amount of time. Paper bag, I forgot what these plastic bags were. I think it was about 100 years on the plastic bags, 50 to 100 on those thin plastic bags that we see everywhere in our grocery stores and that kind of stuff. So yeah, these are lengths of time that are just kind of unfathomable for humans, guys. So we need to do what we can, as much as we can, to reduce the single-use plastic stuff. And I don't know why styrofoam exists at all. There's so many more effective ways to carry your drink. Like this styrofoam cup, that's crazy. 600 years with some of these styrofoam chemical products. That's such a long time. It's been a long, long time. So, once again, it's just another example of, and I'm not gonna say that we don't need plastic, because we do. Like I've talked about many times in other episodes, because of the invention of plastic, we're able to create miracle medical devices. And, there's so many, there is some use for plastic. But when corporations are making corporate decisions to boost their bottom line at the expense of the planet and the consumer and everybody, that's wherein lies the problem. So that's kind of what we have to prevent. The single-use plastic nonsense. Just nonsense. Masks everywhere. Microplastics in the masks. But yeah, I also have a cool another little idea I'm gonna inform you guys on. I'm gonna start a new little art trend where I think it's kind of a cool idea where on some of this trash that I pick up, I'm going to create a little artwork collage with plastic, glass, styrofoam, whatever. And I'm gonna make portraits of trash human beings. Like CEOs and warlords and all that kind of stuff. As a symbol to really show how much humans forget we shouldn't be following around the ideas of any one person, and you know, people at all levels of society should be held accountable for what they do. So one of the first portraits I make is going to be of our of the infamous now Jeff Epstein, arguably one of the most evil men in our current age. So we're going to use bits of trash to make a portrait out of him, because he is trash, or was trash, I should say. So what I mean by that is when I come across a piece of plastic that's like, I can make like a little collage out of, I'm gonna put it in a separate bag. I think this will be a cool trend to start, is to really put pressure on those billionaires and these corporate overlords that are making everybody's lives so miserable and destroying the planet in their pursuit of endless profit and acquiring more billions. Yeah, stuff like this too. I never understood this. The wrapping of gifts. If you the intention of a gift is giving and doing a good thing for someone you care about. You should also keep the planet in mind when doing that. You just hand them the gifts. They don't need to be given in fancy wrapping paper where it's all perfect. You know, that's silly and wasteful. So something like this, and now see, I don't really want anything with wording on it to use for the collage, but just mostly like raw bits of hard solid plastic that like a glue gun would work to stamp onto a canvas. So I think it's a pretty cool idea. And it's a way to get people excited about picking up trash, because it is just so important. Getting dangerously close to an era without with a lot less living things on it. So here, straw. It's kind of the perfect example of what I can use. You know, obviously I can disinfect all this stuff, so that's going to go into the white bag. And straws are going to be a good one to use for solid colors. I guess I could cut up some of these, like something like this, these little parts. That's not ideal for glue application either. It's got to be something rigid enough so that I can make a little portrait out of it. Oh, styrofoam, man, here, gross. Yeah, guys, all the way back into these little crevasses behind department stores, you'll find all kinds of trash goodies. Now, you're not going to find a lot of cool, interesting stuff like we have on some other ones where we find cell phones and all kinds of other stuff. This is just going to be a lot more garbage. A lot more garbage in these areas. But look, we can clean up the little microenvironment so little myceliums can get there. What a silly way, an inefficient way to produce food and transport food. Oh yeah, I read another article too, another one I want to talk about, which, by the way, all these articles, links will be in the description, so you guys can get informed as well. That 40% of American food production, 40 to 50%, goes to waste. And a third of that waste is from food spoilage. So the whole point of putting stuff in plastic like this is to increase the shelf lives of food, but we need to rethink food. on a big level, because of that number. That means the average American throws out 238 pounds worth of food every year. Can you imagine that? 238 pounds. The average weight of 2 full human beings every year. It's thrown out because it goes bad or for whatever reason by just an average American, and that's not even the corporate numbers of waste. So, I mean, it's just absolutely ludicrous. We need to rethink food completely. So that's why I'm a huge advocate for growing your own. And it's something that's, you know, a little more difficult to do if you're in a smaller space, but it can be done. You know, me and my wife, we have our whole balcony decked out so that even though with our limited space, we can produce some of our own food, which requires just a little bit of love and tender care every day, and it requires zero plastic. Zero plastic. So, just something we should be conscious of is how we're packaging our food. Oops. Right there. What we're eating too. The reason why I think we're so sick is because garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out is not good. It's just not good, guys. Just look at all these single-use bags here. One-time use, and then they're garbage. I can think of nothing more inefficient. Yeah, here's some right here, produce bags. Look at this. Can you believe this? We put produce, which has a natural protective coating on it, in plastic. It's madness. Not just fruit, not just produce and fruits, but all the meats. Gotta rethink it, guys. Super inefficient. Super-duper inefficient. So yeah, I kind of want to cop this fence. Be able to get in at some of these. Get the highway there. But yeah, plastic accumulates on these fence lines, guys. All trash. If you want to, if you're feeling courageous, you want to get out there and help out, these are the places to do it. These are indeed the places to do it. Geez, there's so much back here. I could get a whole bag just sitting back here. Look at all this. So here's another good one. Here's a blue straw. This can kind of be, it's rigid enough to be used in the art. So we'll repurpose that. All the other stuff straight to the bin. To the bin. What's that? It's a weird kind of plastic. It's like a plastic mixed with a cardboard. It's just in everything. It's just in absolutely everything. So sad. But that's okay, because we got tons of solutions. Like we always talk about, right guys? This is the big one. Styrofoam, we've known for so long, and it really has no other purpose. Look at the styrofoam, man. Jeez Louise. So much garbage. Or see, like this little bit of plastic here. See, it's too thin and brittle. But that would have been good. That's a good color to keep. Sit out here and pick up the plastics. And something like this. This is a white rigid piece. That circle might come in handy. We'll give all this a good washing. And then we could repurpose it as art. And I'm doing my best in just to not step on the plants. but it does happen. Forgive me, plants. Snickers. Tons of candy bar stuff. Lots of sugar. Talk about a drug. Now that I think about it, I find more sugar packaging than anything else. Huh, I never really thought about it like that. Yeah, I should be counting up points for all the sugar heads too, that just throw their stuff everywhere. Those dang sugar heads. So cool getting in the dirt here too. You can kind of see how dry and clay this is. That's why only these weed bushies grow. But I don't feel like getting pricked actually, so we're gonna bail in there. There's still plenty to get up here. Just look at the sheer amount. It's dizzying. Absolutely dizzying stuff, guys. But let's examine. We got some. See these little single wrap stuff too, like single wrap packaging for a pack of gum. So you can get more creative instead of wrapping each individual piece of gum. You know, it's just wasteful. Designers of this stuff really gotta, engineers need to get better. Come on, Mr. Plant. We're trying to clean up for you. Lots of styrofoam in here. This little seedling. Air fresheners. Oh, this might be, let's see, that might be good for a piece of art. These plastic cups. Just so much of it, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys are doing for your Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you're spending it with family, having fun, doing what's important. And if you can have time to do this stuff, I encourage you to make time. Because it's, once you finally get out here and do it and you see the sheer scale of the amount of garbage, it'll just shock you and make you want to do something about it. This just seems like the smartest, easiest problem is, let's pick it up and get it properly thrown out so it's not everywhere. If we're gonna be destroying our own soils, then we should limit it to landfills only, not literally everywhere else. So just keeping up with it. Try to always produce more than you consume, and definitely avoid single-use plastic stuff. Definitely avoid that. It's a big old brick. Big old brick. What do we got underneath that brick? Any worms down there? No worm action? It's because the soil's dry to the bone and completely leached with toxic chemicals. Toxic petrochemicals. Quite literally everywhere. It's alright, we'll clean up this little patch here. Hopefully see some regrowth. Tons and tons of la plastic. We've got la plastic here. Wasted away again in plastic Eaterville. Yeah, ripped to a real one. The late, great Jimmy Buffett passed away, and certainly a proponent of a more laid-back lifestyle instead of a constant consumption lifestyle. So that's sad to see him go. Never got to see him live in concert. That must have been quite the show. Definitely right up my alley with all the ganja and cannabis smoking. I believe that of all the plants out there, cannabis might be the most important one. And it's still illegal because of, for that reason. People know of its sacred power, and they don't want it widely available for everybody. They don't want herbs and plants filled with the green beauty of chlorophyll using their healing powers. They want to package it up in a plastic bottle in pill form and sell it to you that way. And that way sucks. That way sucks. So let's get out there and use the plants to heal your souls. That's what I do. So, hi guys. Don't mind me, just trying to clean up the area a little bit here. My friends left a mess. It's okay, they'll eventually catch on. They'll eventually catch on. Not a lot of art-able plastic back here. It's been out here for so long that it's disintegrating and it gets so brittle, and that's why it takes so long. It takes 400, 500 years to completely disintegrate all the way past the microplastic form. Just discolors everything too. Nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. And that reminds me of the famous George Carlin joke that all the warriors like me preaching about this all the time. It's like, listen, the Earth's been around for 4 billion years. Plastic isn't the problem. Maybe the only reason the Earth let people spawn was because it needed plastic. Needed plastic, didn't know how to make it, create a human so we could build plastic. And the Earth will simply go into another paradigm, the Earth plus plastic. Well, I think that's a funny joke because regardless of the intention, it's true. The Earth will probably be fine. It's the people that are going away. But even though the Earth will heal, we need to heal ourselves. This plastic isn't good for us or the plants or any of the animals. So the Earth in general as a whole will probably be fine in the grand scheme of time, but like the great George Carlin said, we're going away, folks. Pack your shit. Yeah. Funny man. Rip to another real one. But, in his real life, George Carlin was a hardcore left-wing activist, a very, very liberal person who did what he could to fight against corporations and help the poor man and be an advocate for working class people. So I think that's something we can all strive to do. Something we can all get better at. So wow. Oh, look how this little spiky must have been cracked over by something, and whoop, the sun just turned it right back upwards. There's a freshie, a real flimsy. The spikies aren't that tough yet. Intimidating looking things, aren't they? Look at all these pine cones. Fir trees, conifer trees. I love the smell of pine cones. Something about spruce and fir and evergreen and conifer trees are just amazing. So many mushrooms only specifically grow on this wood and eat this wood. There's something sacred about them. They smell great too. So I think we already made it done. It looks a lot better than when I first showed up.